Call the honourable member for Indi.
And may I offer my support to the member from Alley, and if I can help you in any way, please let me know. Mr Deputy Speaker, I'd like to welcome to Parliament House today Isabelle Langley, her parents Andrew and Naomi, and her little sister Hattie. They're constituents of mine from Tagadi in north-east Victoria. Isabelle is a 12-year-old girl who was born a boy. She is a brave and courageous young person who was able to tell her family that she is a girl born in a boy's body. And her family response was simply and lovingly, how can we best support Isabelle? How can we create a future that she can live in and thrive in? And unfortunately, not all parents respond in this positive way to their children, nor does society. Obstacles that face transgender children include waiting lists for adolescent mental health services, particularly in rural and remote Australia, lengthy assessment processes, waiting lists for specialist treatment, community attitudes and education. The Victorian Government recently committed $6 million to the Royal Children's Hospital Gender Dysphoria Service. This funding will help reduce the wait time from what is currently 14 months, and this funding is welcome, but wait times for treatment are still not good enough. Another obstacle is access to treatment. Stage 1 puberty blockade treatment is prescribed by medical specialists. Stage 2, oestrogen and testosterone treatment, occurs in mid-adolescence, and current treatment decisions for Isabelle and other gender dysphoric adolescents need to be approved by the family court. Australia is the only jurisdiction in the world that necessitates medical professionals to request legal permission for this hormone treatment. The court needs to determine whether or not the adolescent is GILIC competent, and to determine GILIC competency, the court relies solely on the evidence presented by medical specialists, and the courts have never refused an application for treatment to date. However, access to the family court is not an easy process. It's expensive, in excess of $30,000. The legal process is slow and time-consuming, and delays in treatment can increase the risks of physical and psychological complications, including anxiety, isolation, depression, and even suicide. It's dehumanising to scrutinise one's gender identity in court, and it also involves travel and time. And last week, the Australian Human Rights Commission released its report, Resilient Individuals, Sexual Orientation, Gender Identity and Intersex Rights. It calls on options other than a family court order for access to hormone treatment. This is urgent for young Isabelle and transgender children just like her, and I call on the Parliament for a bipartisan approach to immediately address the issues of access to treatment without the recourse to apply to the family court. And I'd like to thank you, whole family, and your supporters for coming today, and how proud I am to introduce you to my colleagues in Parliament, and thank you for the courage that you've got and the work that we're going to do together.